but to answer the space program question, NASA's involved with Google. NASA's involved with the NSA. NASA is just kind of a PR name.
Everyone thinks it's cool to go to space.
I mean, it's kind of like a NASCAR guy has got all these patches on him, and the big patch on the shadow government's NASA. Gotcha. But it's a bunch of patches that make up the shadow government.
You should draw something like that.
I wish, yeah. But,
I like all your doodlings.
I mean, it's more like Space Command. Space Command's actually over the whole military, Colorado Springs, NORAD. All of that is, NASA's just one logo of the secret government.
Gotcha.
So it's always been secret. And now, since you're not into space travel, it's not cool anymore, they'll show you simulated space travel. It's all drone. Hundreds of drone Black Manta spacecraft, DU Sabo rounds, meteor guns, decapitation networks to be able to knock out every world leader in 1 hour. They had that in 1979. I've interviewed the former head of Star Wars, Dr. Bob Bowman. People don't think Star Wars started until the early 80s. I mean, it's just a huge secret government program, pretty much an off-world technological breakaway civilization.
Wow.
We don't even know how thousands of astronauts have died in secret missions. That's a conservative number. I've talked to former top NASA people who I've been friends with for decades, 15 years, who you can watch in the Apollo program are on the front line, like up there running things. One guy lives outside Austin.
Cool. Let's get him on.
His name's Raymond Teague. Well, he's hard to get on air.
I imagine.
Plus, he's got heart trouble and stuff. And thing is, he'll tell you stuff in private. Once he gets on air, it's almost like conditioning. You can't even talk about it.
Unnerving.
But they went to the moon and beyond. The point is that what we were shown with the moon technology, a lot of that was fake because they don't want to show you what they've really got. Man, these are good questions. What's coming up next?
So, can you tell me what else you found? Because I know that you have something, have some information in regard to non-terrestrial officers. Is that right?
Yeah. There was an Excel spreadsheet, and the title was non-terrestrial officers. Then it had names, ranks. It wasn't a long list. Didn't even fill a whole screen, I think.
Well, could you just generally say how many? I mean, if you were to guess, are we talking 20, 50?
20.
Uh-huh.
Maybe 30.
Mm-hmm. Did you notice if they were male or female by chance?
That I can't remember.
Okay. First names and last names?
Definitely ranks, but nothing to say, Army captain or Navy captain or...
so the designation wasn't there as far as which organization they worked for. Huh.
So, I mean, that was entitled Non-Terrestrial Officers, and obviously it's not Little Green Men, so I was thinking, what force is this? And that phrase is nowhere to be found on the web or in official Army documentation or anything. And the other thing was a list of ship-to-ship and fleet-to-fleet transfers. Bear in mind, fleet-to-fleet, so multiple ships, of materials. And these ships weren't, US Navy ships. Again, I don't remember any of the names, but I remember at the time looking and trying to match up the names, and there wasn't anything that matched.
So, now this theoretically would have been pretty top secret information if indeed non-terrestrial is what it sounds to be, which is off-world, right?
Yeah. I mean, I gleaned from that information, I surmised that an off-planet sort of space marines is being formed. And if you actually look at DARPA, Defence Advanced Research and Projects Agency literature at the moment in the last few years, and a lot of the government space command stuff, it's all about space dominance. It really is, the final frontier. So I think, it's natural for them to want to control space and be developing a space going forward in secret. But I think most likely using technology reverse engineered from ET.
To get out there, in other words.
Yeah, and also to be cloaked. I mean, otherwise, how many other governments would see this going on?
So, and this was, what part, I mean, was this NASA? Where was this? Are you at liberty to say?
Again, I wish I was. I find it so hard to remember all of it. It's strange. I can remember IP addresses, but lots of the names and where I was when I found particular things. I remember thinking at the time, oh, this must be NASA and the Navy, and all, you know, secret parts thereof. So it was either the Navy or NASA I was in, most likely. But I think it was most likely the Navy, but I'm not entirely sure.